There's a kind of physics to grief. There's an energetic logic to how it moves through our system and how we can move through it after a big loss. And when we understand those energetic dynamics, it's easier to meet grief well. And one of the dynamics about grief is that when it first happens, when someone you love first dies, when you have a big loss, that experience is universalized. It feels like that's all there is in your world. You wake up in the morning, it's the first thing you can think about. You can bump into that reality every day, all day, and it hurts every time you hit it. And that's the shock at the beginning of grief, the beginning of loss. But if you're able to meet that grief and to begin your grieving process and to move through it, what happens is that slowly that big ball of pain gets smaller. It doesn't go away. It never goes away. That loss is always going to be painful. But instead of being everything, it becomes right-sized. It gets down to be the size it is. Oh, this is the loss of this person I love. It's a huge thing in my life, but it's not everything in my life. So the loss gets smaller. But the other thing that happens is that you get bigger. As we make our way through grief, that huge transformative initiatory process it is to really come to terms with the loss of someone you love, we grow. We don't grow when things are easy. We grow when things are hard. And if you really move through your grief, you grow. You become a bigger, stronger, wiser, more resilient, compassionate person. So not only has the grief shrunk to become its right size, but you get bigger. And you still bump into that grief sometimes. Sometimes out of the blue, you'll bump up against it in your system and it hurts. But there's other space in there too, and it's not the only thing you hit. So if you can imagine grief as this energy that gets smaller and you get bigger, can give you a pathway towards what healing, which takes time and support and patience, towards what healing looks like.